Why, hello and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. Okay, this is going to be a very interesting episode. So, again, we took Guldur. Yes! Well done, RiseToWar. This is for my RiseToWar people, for my other people on the channel. Don't worry about this video. Get ready, wait for the next Lotro tale to come out, which will be probably right after this, the same day. Alright, my friends, so, we had a little thing happen, which everyone knows about, but I was laughing because someone said in the chat, someone should do a TED Talk on this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 5-minute little video here just talking about some stuff. So, good things to think about, my friends, for friends and people, right? So for one, what happened was some people attacked it like 40 minutes before the time, right? Which is hard, right? And I'm going to be honest, I was pretty frustrated, right? I was pretty frustrated. A lot of people are frustrated. Completely understand your frustrations, everyone. But what I want to talk about in this video is how do we handle ourselves in this situation? I was very proud of how most people handled themselves. Most people were frustrated for a minute, and then we're like, that's okay. Because here's the thing, guys. It's just a game. And we have to remember that from a TED Talk perspective, okay? Two things I want to talk about, right? Thinking about others and forgiveness. Those two things, right? Those two things are what Zollin and Ironshield is going to talk about right now. So for one, you have to remember that for the people who did start it early, probably shouldn't have done that, right? And I think most everyone, I talked to someone who was the first one to hit it, and they were really nice, and they already apologized and said sorry, and it was really nice. I'm not going to mention names because we don't need to go into that, really, we really don't. But they felt really bad. All right, guys, so from Zollin and Ironshield, I already forgive that person. I forgive the other people. Now, again, for the people who followed that person, right, or who started it, you probably shouldn't have followed and kept doing it, right? You should have waited till the time, or we just put it off for a half hour and let it reset, and we all do it then, right? Because it's better if we put it off than to do it and make a bunch of people miss it and lose rewards, right? Now, the rewards aren't huge monetarily, right? It's like $1 worth of real money, and at least US dollar, but it's the thing of wanting to be there. And again, I didn't get to record our awesome documentary of taking Guldur. We'll still look at it right now, but I didn't get to record it, which is kind of a bummer. But again, the second thing, right, is forgiveness and moving on from things. They apologized, most of them that did that. Again, I'm not mentioning names, so that's really nice right there, guys. So we have to remember to forgive and move on. They're still our fellowship members. They're still our friends. Let's move on. People make mistakes. Not the end of the world, right? So that's kind of what I'm going to talk about in this video, right? Let's just be good fellowship members, move on from that, and let's look at the Guldur. But really, they really were sorry about it, and that means a lot. And again, I was frustrated, and I admit, I did attack his fort. I was really frustrated for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then I talked to him. I messaged him, and he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and I was like, "Oh, it's okay, dude, I forgive you." So we got to move on. So frustration, completely reasonable, right? We were all bummed because we all had a certain time. I didn't get to record our documentary of taking it, but not the end of the world. And there is some stuff, we might be able to do some stuff in a few days to get rewards from people anyway. I'm not entirely sure. Leave a comment for our leaders who know that. I know I'm one of our officers, but I don't know that if we can, like, take it later or maybe switch it with someone. You know what I mean? Have someone take it, that kind of thing. We'll figure that out later. I don't know if it works like that for the reward. I haven't looked at it yet. But anyway, the point of this video was a real quick 5-minute video on talking about just... I really was impressed how many people were like, it's okay, move on, let's do this. And I still understand for people who didn't do that and were frustrated, I totally understand your frustrations, guys. I'm not trying to put you down because you were like, oh, you're like, you know, and we had 1 or 2 people in the world chat kind of making it worse, but that's okay. It's no one. People take things differently. We have to remember that everyone takes things differently, guys, in our minds, and every person is a lot different, and you know what I mean? And yet we all have similarities. So we all understand forgiveness. We all understand these things all over the world, right? But at the same time, every personality is a little different. Some people are like, why are you so upset about it? And other people are like, I'm really upset because I had this planned and, you know, I missed things for the day and that kind of stuff, right? So anyway, don't worry about it, guys. And that was my little TED Talk. I know it wasn't very much and it wasn't super in depth, but I just want to let you guys know that's what Zollin and Ironshield thinks about the situation, and I thought about it so much that I wanted to talk about it with you guys a little bit. And here it is! We took Guldur! So well done, you guys. So now we own Guldur, which is pretty cool. So, and here's the map, right? We've been having epic war battles with everybody. And to some of my old friends that are in Angmar, they have been valiant battlers and fighters. Very valiant indeed. Quite outnumbered. This game is at its best when there's an even amount of players on multiple factions, but Yeah. And that is hard. Yeah. I understand. Last season was, I was on the receiving end of that. When it's just getting destroyed by outnumbers and people aren't helping and stuff. But anyway, moving on. I wanted to keep this video really short and really to the point. So my main point was, guys, we don't need to attack them if they apologize. Now, if they didn't apologize and they were like, yeah, I would do it again too, then we kick them. But we don't kick people who are nice and didn't really. They're like, oh, I didn't mean to. Like, I didn't play this game a lot. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So again, I would show you the correspondence of how nice he was and when he said apologize, but I'm not going to because I don't want to advertise his name to everyone in that way because that's just not nice. So, and he was talking privately to me, but I told him I forgive him. I don't know about everybody else, but I do. And I forgive a couple of other people too. Oh, anyone who's sorry that they started it early, right? But again, for future guys, listen to our times, listen to our leaders with the UTC, the Universal Standard Time. We really do try to make it where everyone can be there, right? And of course, if you can't be there, that's hard because you're at work or something. But you know, I stayed home today to make the video for Guldur, and I couldn't because we started 40 minutes early. And the worst part was I wasn't even doing anything. I just didn't know we were taking it early, right? Because again, that wasn't the planned time. A couple people went off and did their own thing, which they're sorry for. But again, forgiveness, guys. Here's our TED Talk, okay? Forgiveness is very important, right? We're not perfect. No one's perfect, okay? That's why everyone needs Jesus. But seriously, though, like, no one's perfect, guys. Everyone has to remember that. Every human, we make our mistakes, right? And at the same time, thinking about others for the people who did do it early. Now, for the future, they won't do it early again, right? Right? Thinking about others because it matters that everyone gets to be able to part of it. Even if the rewards aren't that big of a deal, we want to be there, right? Because it's the taking Guldur is the main point of the game, right? But again, no drama. I loved how everyone just smoothed it over in 5 minutes and was like, you know what? It's all right. We forget. Moving on. Let's just keep having a good season. Best way to act, you guys. Anyway, well, this is not my normal stuff. I don't normally do videos like this, but if you liked it, don't forget to subscribe and like. And leave a comment. Positive comments. I like positive comments. And I will see you guys in the next episode of Voice of the Rings. I'll have more Lotra content, more RiseToWar content out in the next week or so. I've had family over, so I haven't been doing a ton of videos like I've been doing this last 2 weeks. But all right, you guys, have a good day. Thank you so much. Quick little shout out and thanks to my Patreon, MrRevel, for being a Royal Level Guard. I appreciate it so much. You supported a TED Talk today. Again, I forget, Jewel, one of our fellowship members made the comment of a TED Talk. So you know who you are. You can leave a comment and be like, oh, I had that idea. All right, you guys. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next episode of Voice of the Rings.